All right. Sorry about that. Welcome home, Bitcoin truth seekers. It is a glorious day here. Let me make sure that I've got, sorry for one slight delay in getting started here. I need to share this link out in one more location and then we will get started here. It is an interesting day in the market, that is for sure. Say sorry for the slight delay getting started. Even though I think I've pushed all the buttons and done everything, I sometimes find out that I didn't. So almost started, almost there. Okay, these guys have got it. Yes. And of course, 1 second. Once again, sorry about that. Done. Okay. Like I say, sorry that we are slightly delayed in getting started here. It is my error. You guys can watch me actually share this on Twitter. There we go. Behind the scenes here, the inner working of how it all works. Bam. Come on now. There we are. Let me tweet this out. All right. So everybody, sorry for the delay getting started here. Let me find where we are supposed to start. And here we are. Okay. So finally, really started for real. All right. Welcome home, Bitcoin truth seekers. It is Wednesday, May 11th. And if you're familiar with operator gear, the company 511 today is actually 511. So if you go out wearing your 511 gear, you can really be in sync. Maybe get some good universal synergy going on. So BitcoinDailyView.com, always got more for you there. What I do want to point out is if you do scroll down, there's a section called indicators used in this video, and you will find the indicators that I use in the video. That's indicators used in the video. I mean, trading view indicators. Yeah, right here. Trading view indicators. Boom. I use the ADX and the DI right now, the RSI cave. Right, so not set by Lazy Bear right here I'm using. What else? TTM squeeze momentum indicator, SMU binary candles I'm using. So really, you can try all these out. But basically, those are the ones that I'm using right now. So there they are. All right, now we'll finally get things rolling. A little bit of news just because it's fun. There goes the housing market. This is over at Zero Hedge. I'll just put these in the live chat while I'm talking. Sorry, no video today. Moving offices and the webcams over there. And what I found interesting about this is, why is the housing market going? Well, I mean, maybe the idea is that we may have hit a high, and now it's going to be a good number of years before we return to it if we do. I have mixed emotions on this because really, I think the housing market, like it says here, record plunge in affordability. At a certain point, it's just not happening. People aren't going to be buying homes. I like this guy here, Rick Palikos Jr. He mentioned this. He goes, April home builder survey results are here. Top themes: demand is slowing, namely entry level due to payment shock. There you go. 2, investors are pulling back. Okay. So much for those mega apartment buildings these days, where people live in a 400 square foot box and they call it luxury because it's got a shared blender and a pool. All right. 3, ripple effect of rising rates starting to hit, move up market commentary to follow. So I do think, and you're also looking at probably a lot of foreclosures because people do have variable interest rates. That's going to be 20% by the end of the year probably. So I really think that if mortgages are getting harder to get, that's going to knock a lot of people out of the market. And then also, there's no way around just the interest rates being higher. People aren't going to be able to make those monthly payments. They're not going to be buying homes. I could go on forever, but I love the commentary here. I shared this, I think. Yeah, I did. Why I like this particular article is you can look at different builders from different areas, like a San Diego builder. Buyers are definitely a bit more edgy. Okay. Los Angeles builder. Buyers who are stretching to purchase have become more cautious. Seattle builder. Because I'm sorry. I'm all over the place this morning. paused by a large population of buyers. To achieve our desired sales pace, we had to make price adjustments. Rates starting to knock people out of the qualification. There you go. Interest rates not going to do it. And also I think getting the mortgages will be harder. Let's see. How about Knoxville? Basically, somewhat eastern Tennessee, attached 2 to 3,000 square foot product, still selling, just not with 3 buyers for every home like a few months ago. Good, because I want to move to eastern Tennessee, and you friggin' people stop moving there. And so what else? Anything interesting here? Sacramento, Northern California, seeing trouble qualifying for entry-level buyers as they are priced out by rates. There you go. San Jose, quality traffic has significantly decreased. That sounds like such a ruthless realtor, real estate kind of person. Quality traffic has significantly decreased. Asshole, they're called humans. Anyway, so there you go. Record airfare and soaring food prices. What's behind today's surprise CPI beat? We'll see what happens. It's still kind of early in the game. What I found interesting, definitely in this article, is that one of the main drivers of the upside was a record 18.6% increase in airline fares. That's interesting. All these numbers I was looking at this just seemed kind of low. So anyway, I will put it in the live chat just in case anybody's interesting. It didn't seem, just this article didn't really grounded the truth too much for me, but definitely airfares are up, and it didn't really mention food costs, and I think it did, but food stayed hot as food at home climbed 1%. But I'm like, I just don't. I think you guys have been buying food, right? I think since the beginning. Since the beginning of 2020, I would say the food's up 20%, at least 30%. So I didn't quite understand how these numbers just seem very, very so slight they wouldn't even make a difference. But anyway, CPI, it was not as good as they would have liked. Definitely the market is a little bit turbulent today from that, but it ain't exactly dumping, it ain't exactly pumping. We'll take a look at that. A little Bitcoin is kind of dumping. Also, as we all know, there is the new Ministry of Truth being formed right now. We'll see if that happens. Biden's new disinformations are once trustworthy, verified people. Yes, you blue check mark globalists. Like her to be able to add context to other people's tweets. What a bunch of crap. And I wanted to comment. I know this is terrible, but I judge people by the way they look. Look at this guy. What a pathetic looking human being. Look at that. Oh my gosh. Little shoulders, very narrow, sad man, and look at these ladies. Oh my gosh. These are ladies who've never been loved. I'm telling you. Anyway, Nish here on Twitter did mention something today, which I think actually back on May 10th, and I think it's valid, something to ponder within yourselves if you would like. She mentioned, is anyone else noticing a creepy vibe? I just can't place my finger on the specifics. Well, you know what? I'm going to say, yeah, I am. And I think a lot of people are. And, it definitely has something to do with these reptilians. But other than that, yeah, it's there. And people notice it. Now, on to crypto. All right. Crypto, basically Bitcoin, explicit Bitcoin trading volume this morning is coming in very, very high at 9 billion 9. So 9.9 billion, that is massive. Great volume today, even though the price definitely was taking a hit earlier. That's nice volume. So retail buyers, retail sellers are making it happen. We'll check out exactly what's kind of happening there. Let me refresh this and hopefully it moves quickly. Cryptometer.io. All right, checking this out. Come on, cryptometer.io. We'll come back to that in 1 second. Let's look here while that figures itself out. All right, is this refreshing? Uh-oh. There we go. Come on. Spot. There it is. Is this guy back yet? No. Sorry about that. A little bit of a slowdown here. Looking at spot trading right now, the volume itself is pretty good. The numbers look good on the big exchanges. Definitely. Coinbase over 3 billion. It's at 5 billion. I like seeing that. Binance is around 16 or 15 billion. Above that is a good day. It's way above that. Crypto.com didn't break 3 billion, but it's pretty close at 2.8. Gate.io is above 3 billion. I like what I'm seeing. So in general, nice volume on the big exchanges. The trick is right now, it was all red earlier as far as is it decreasing or increasing. And right now we're beginning to see an increase. We're seeing some green numbers here. We are beginning to increase volume where it definitely was trailing off earlier. So let's see if crypto.meter.io has come back yet. There we go. Here it is. Okay. And either this has always been here and I didn't see it, or they put it there. Either way, it's there now, and I'm very happy. So, you're looking at the big exchanges here where cryptometer.io is looking at for Bitcoin trading volume. They're showing total volume at 12 billion. Now, that's phenomenally optimistic when, Bitcoin trade volume, it says 9. So let's just round this up to 10. And then, oh gosh, cryptometer.io, come on, do this to me. Move faster. All right, we'll come back to it. It's kind of important. There we go. Here we go. So it's showing 12 billion. So somewhere between 10 and 12 billion, let's say 11 billion, real trading volume for Bitcoin explicitly, getting rid of the wash trading and stuff like that in the market makers. This is nice retail volume. Very, very nice, especially for a very volatile market. I'm wondering if, well, let's look at this. This is something I had not noticed. It's probably been looking at me the whole darn time. But buys are at 48% and sells are at 51%. So we have a slightly sell bias. That's cool. But we are up 166% in volume overall last 24 hours. That is wonderful. So there we go. You can see the splits there. It's looking good. I like how this is pretty darn close. 48% buy, 51% sell. Well, market's dumping. People are panicking. There you go. So we look at this. Looking at Bitcoin right now, coming in at 30,373. Definitely a volatile market this morning. As you can see, Bitcoin's volatility has totally wrecked the top 100, except for Maker for some reason. MKR, we're going to look at that MKR before we check out of here. Sorry, things are moving a little bit slow today. No, well, I'm moving slow, actually. Anyway, 68% long, 31% short as a bias for Bitcoin. Boom. And for Ethereum, got 64% long, 35% short. I like that as for Ethereum on Binance. So I like these numbers. They're not so overly optimistic as they have been earlier. So I think I trust this more. I'm going to trust this long bias for the moment. It is a long bias, and it's rooted in enough reality right now that I think it's probably going to work for us. So I'm going to share that long bias, at least short term. Okay, let's skip that. Let's go right here to some of the big indexes here. Dow Jones on top, as you can see, this is a daily chart. It's below all important moving averages, and it's a red indecisive candle today with a wick towards the upside. Looking at the S&P 500, a red candle today with a wick towards the upside. Looking at the Russell 2000 index, a red candle today with a wick to the upside. What you got to notice about these, well, you ain't got to notice, but what I notice, and I will share with you, is they're all below the Dow Jones, S&P 500, and Russell 2000 are all below all important moving averages. So they're kind of in free fall mode. Just letting you know, that's kind of real, man. All right. So anyway, looking at sweet crude. I don't know why they call it sweet crude, but I love that. Light sweet crude. Definitely making a little bit of a pump today, coming in at $104 a barrel. It broke above the 50 moving average, so definitely it's got some upwards momentum, which is a mixed bag, of course. Dollar strength index has been just pumping recently. Today, an indecisive red doji, wick to the top, wick to the bottom. Probably a nice little Darth Maul doji going on there to wreck some people. S&P 500, once again, we already know it's kind of dumping, free falling. Looking at the US Tech 100, as you can see, it has been on a downwards. It has been on a downwards direction recently, obviously, and it continues to do so. Today we have a red candle. We're below all important moving averages, a big one to note. So in general, the market to me is just kind of darn weak. Looking at gold, okay, gold making a bounce off the 200 moving average. Check that out. Daily chart, white moving average there is the 200 moving average. We've really been plummeting. I mean, who has not been worried about gold? Gold definitely has been plummeting, but as we can see, we're getting a bounce of the 200 moving average. That is a very, very powerful, sensical place for it to bounce. There we go. Looking at silver, it's just been dumping hardcore. It's below all the important moving averages, but it's getting a green candle today. Is that previous support and resistance? It's kind of, it is actually, if we look at it, we are kind of playing, silver is, bouncing at a place where there is, if you look at this, box there, that's a logical place to bounce. It's been bounced before. So that location. So maybe we could, I'm not going to go, buy any, silver or gold ETFs right now, but just saying, this is a nice bounce spot for what that might mean to you. Okay. If you're like if you doing a position in like, PAX G versus USDT, could be a play if this continues up. In fact, we'll look at that before we check out of here. Looking at the ruble daily chart, I was worried I was going to send Putin an email, and just kind of see how he was doing. But we had a couple bad days. But today, definitely, we're making a beautiful bounce here on the 11th. We're bounced off the 20 WMA. That's a very, very important moving average here on the daily chart. And when you bounce where it should, where it could, where it's logical, where there's, where you'd expect to bounce, to me tends to validate it a bit. So this is a powerful, nice green candle. Ruble continues to destroy the collective West. All right. Now looking at the 3-day channel, 3-day candles, 3-day chart. This is rather inspirational because we are seeing right here. This is very, very poignant. I do think we're seeing a bounce off the 314 moving average. So in the 3-day chart, Bitcoin could not hold the 200 moving average. It kind of has been plummeting hard, but it's got some serious wick action going here on the 3-day candle. This 3-day candle started on the 10th. It's the 11th. We got one more day after this. And let's see if we can get a bounce off this 314 moving average. That would be legit. That would be a spot I would expect it. That certainly can happen. Probably see some action like that and then continue up. Definitely probably bounce between the 200 and the 314. But no, this, I want to fire something up here, which I think is darn spiffy. You're going to like it. Let's do a Fibonacci sequence starting way back on like 13th of March 2020. All right. I know I'm pulling in a lot of data, a lot of time. I think this is valid because it definitely sticks to this fib sequence and the chart. Price action definitely do stick to one another. I find this to be pretty darn valid. The 618 golden pocket has definitely come into play before. Now check this out on the 3-day chart. This is a big deal. I'm going to copy a link to this chart image and I will stick it in the live chat. Also put it over at Bitcoin Daily View Telegram chat, which you can find in the show notes. Sorry guys, I think I'm just so relaxed today. I'm I'm having a hard time going any faster. Okay, so if we look here, Bitcoin in the past has bounced off the 618 golden pocket or the 618 fib sequence. Oftentimes it only wicked to it, and once again we're doing that. We haven't quite wicked to it, but we didn't really wick to it every bounce either. So if this is a logical spot, it's where it's had support before, but also check this out, and this is a powerful moment in history. What's this right here? That's the 314 moving average, and that is a big deal. Was gold or silver bouncing off that? No, that gold's bouncing off the 200 on the daily. So this is a logical spot to wick down to the 618 golden pocket, which is right around 28,657. We actually, I think, hit like 29,000, low 29, like we hit 29,000 this morning, right? So could this be it? This is a logical place for a turnaround. I'm not saying it's going to, but I'm not even quite ready to dollar cost average yet into kind of, I'm not certain yet, but this is definitely a spot where we could see a bounce. It's a totally legit spot, in my opinion. Looking at the daily, here's the problem, is looking at the daily chart. Sorry about that. Let me erase that. Go back here. Come on. Oh, darn it. I don't have my, there it is. Just took a second to get here. The daily MACD is just dismal until we at least get a bit of a positive tangent, like this, moving back up. I'm going to consider, Bitcoin kind of weak. It's kind of hard for Bitcoin to really make a move when it has the daily MACD as negative and the 3-day as negative too. So, here's a daily chart where you can get a little bit more detail. You can see a little bit more clearly. Let me open this up, and I will, just for fun, if anybody wants it, I will copy a link to this chart image and share that. And anyway, I'm just too relaxed today. So there we go. Let's see. This 618 golden pocket here is definitely a place that it could bounce. And if it does bounce there, well, if it bounces now, great. If it actually makes it into the 618 golden pocket, which is a place where it could kind of go in and go sideways a little bit, that would be between 28,000 and 26,000 is where you would find that golden pocket bounce. But if we do not, and why I mentioned 18K bounce, if we plummet past that and then make a move up, that would be a 786 bounce. And a 786 is definitely a proud, wonderful place to bounce. Oftentimes even better than the 618 because you've really given a lot back. You've given 75% back. If we don't bounce there and it continues going under, well, then that's a whole different world. Okay, but if we wicked down there, we had a flash crash down there or a couple bad days and got down there, the 786 as I've drawn it here is 17,687. So could we see an 18K bounce? The thing is, right now, in my opinion, if I don't if I just see Bitcoin as any coin, I'm not seeing it as as Bitcoin, which is kind of a special place in my heart, you might say, right? I'm just seeing it as another coin. I wouldn't get into something right now with a chart like this. I would wait for a confirmed uptrend, and right now we don't have it. It's just too soon, in my opinion. So let's just see what happens. We are either going to get a a bounce, or we're going to plummet below. So let's see what happens. Just I would just be ready for either event. A bounce here and keep some dry powder. Be ready if you're going to short. Be ready to short. If you're going to whatever, wait to put some buy orders all the way down. I might just start putting some buy orders all the way down, because you know what, we could get into flash crash territory, we could get into wick territory, but even with that, this is an indecisive moment. I gotta tell you, I'm an absolute Bitcoin believer, but I don't know, that 786 really could happen. You can see we stuck to it before. This fib really fits. That is so possible. So it's all about, what are we going to do? Bounce now where we're finding a little bit of support, or are we going to plummet down into a 786 bounce? 18,000, 18K bounce. It is darn possible. So before we do anything, let's wait for a confirmed uptrend. And one of the places we'll see that confirmed uptrend is right here. Now there's the here. So it's a 45-minute chart. Let me see if I can pull some more data in here. 45-minute chart. Things so far away. Pull this a little bit closer so you can see it over here. So 45-minute chart. Here we are, of course. Down here is the 618 golden pocket. All right, you're seeing that on the 45-minute chart. Here's the deal, really. Let me pull some stuff in. Bitcoin's been giving it all back for, dang it, sorry. Bitcoin's been giving it all back for a while. And in a way that can be very positive, because, it does show, definitely been giving it all back. And that's not the worst thing. That's a good time to buy after something's been giving a lot back, for sure. So are we going to make this 618 bounce? Maybe. We'll see. Still too early to tell. We can look at the indicators here. We're not really quite, in my opinion, at a bounce location yet. Not quite yet. Not at a bounce location yet. And this is the ADXDI indicator over. You can find it at bitcoindailyview.com. This is the squeeze indicator. This is SME binary candles. This is KRI. This is stochastic RSI. And this is Wave-Tone Oscillator by Lazy Bear. They're all over there, or you can just find them. This one, just search RSI and select stock RSI, stochastic RSI. This is KRI. Just search for KRI. You'll find that indicator. Maybe I'll link to all these over at bitcoindailyview.com in order, so you can just hook those up if you have interest in any of these. Yeah, so anyway, guys, there you go. That's what I'm seeing right now. One of the first things I'll be looking at for a reversal is a bounce off the 618 and getting back above the 45-minute 200 moving average. And we got to get above it and then stay above it. We got to get above it. Really what we want to do is break both the 200 and the 314 within 1 to 2 candles, getting a blue diamond merit badge, as you can see right here. And then we got to stay above it, maybe retest it, be above 12, 24, 48 hours with kind of a somewhat upwards, momentum like that. And some nice strong indicators on the daily and 3-day, etc. Right now, we're just still kind of in plummet mode. I'm not going to buy this dip. I don't think we are. I don't have confidence that our downwards spiral is over yet. We wanted to look at something else and look at TradingView here. TradingView. So that was a MKR maker USDT. I think that thing was rocking, wasn't it? Yeah, look at Maker. And this is a great example where you got a coin that it's been giving it back for a long time, giving it back, giving it back, giving it back, occasionally getting blue diamond merit badges here, trying to make a recovery, but just could not keep it. And one day, that blue diamond merit badge is for real. And look what happens. Bam, explosion. Now that insanity has happened, where are we? It's definitely cooling off. Looking at the indicators here, directional index is still in the green. ADX is in the right spot. Squeeze indicator shows shows that we're moving down. S&P binary candles is nice and blue. KRI is getting back into the red. Got to wait for an upwards tangent. Stochastic RSI shows way oversold. Wave turn offset by lazy bear is beginning to show somewhat oversold, but not completely. If on the 45-minute chart you get this thing, here's the thing. Okay, here we go. And I don't make this video too long, but here's the deal. These things happen, and some people go like, "Oh, no way, man! I'm not getting anywhere near that. No way, man." Okay, here's the deal. What if we come down, because this can happen, hit the 200 moving average right here, and then start to move up from there? That could happen. There's a lot of burstiness. This is pretty darn powerful. Why did it happen? I have no idea. I don't know why this thing is pumping, to be honest with you, but it is. And just because you get a massive pump doesn't mean that it's over. So let's watch for a 200 moving average bounce on the 45-minute chart. And if that happens, I'm going to be especially watching for an ADX above 25, which it already is. It's 29. Directional index still in the green. Squeeze indicator at least moving upwards. And then KRI getting back into the green. Stochastic RSI is already in the right spot, but we need a positive tangent. And then the wave turn oscillator by lazy bear needs to kind of come down a good ways. If we can get both wave turn oscillator by lazy bear and stochastic RSI and KRI and squeeze indicator and all that good stuff, and the directional index and ADX to stay positive when we see a 45-minute 200 moving average bounce start, put a stop loss just below that, you might be able to get back in the game. This is pretty darn cool. Let's look at this on a 4-hour chart. Whoa, look at that. 4-hour chart. We're not far from that 200 moving average. And 314, we actually wicked above it. 4-hour chart. It's not, well, you know what? I'm going to pay attention to the 45 right now, basically. How's the 15-minute look? 15-minute. Yeah, 15-minute looking at this chart here. I like kind of the 45-minute, just look a little bit like this. But 45-minute chart, this is a 15-minute chart. 15-minute chart actually has broken above the 200 moving average, as you can see, and 314 with between 1 and 3 candles getting a blue diamond merit badge. You can see the burstiness here, but it's not quite as abrupt. Got above the RSI cave, came back down. It was above the moving 8 right there, came back down. Now it's going sideways when you look at it from this direction, but staying above the 200 moving average. So one to keep an eye on. I do really think this one, after that burstiness, it's going to keep that upwards momentum. Maker versus USDT definitely could be a player. And if you want to look at it versus MKR versus BTC, you can play that most places too, even Coinbase. Chart pretty much looks the same. So definitely Maker versus BTC could get you some sweet sats. Anyway, sorry, this has been way too long. I'm just moving a little bit slow today. Thanks for being part of the peaceful revolution. These guys are really pouring it on. That's part of that creepy feeling that Nish mentioned, the creepy feeling. Yep, I definitely would say these guys have something to do with it. You know, I smell man fear. If you watch Lord of the Rings, you know who this guy is, and you also know what the WEF is, and you know who he is supposed to be. Well, these characters right now, you know, their scam has not been working, and they're sort of going like, oh my gosh, so what's going to happen here? Maybe this is not going to work. Well, we could always try this again. The Dark Vaccine Age of Compliance Part 2. Yeah, they're going to try it. They certainly are going to try it. But you and I, Bitcoin, truth seeker, optimistic, natural, organic human, we're watching season 2 of Build Back Better, and it's a damn good show. So, you know what? No matter what, we win. And that's my wish for you, that you win no matter what happens in the current global insanity. I do believe that crypto this year, starting right now, eventually we're going to get that bounce. We're going to get a turn up. There's so many great things to get into. I'll try to help get you in on them. I'm going to be putting more effort into getting out here and, you know, finding good setups. I definitely would keep an eye on Maker, MKR BTC, and MKR USDT or USDC, whichever you like. This is on most exchanges. Let's make some money. Take care. Talk to you soon.